The member from Kitchener-Conestoga.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Transportation. Minister, the amount of money the Liberal government wasted on cancelling 2 gas plants in Mississauga and Oakville could have paid for Highway 7 expansion in my community nearly 4 times over. Yet you pulled the plug on both plants with no forethought on the cost or the consequences. Now, the number of infrastructure projects in the region of Waterloo and Guelph area are starting to pile up. And specifically, both Highway 85 and Highway 6 require infrastructure upgrades. So, Minister, after wasting billions of dollars on the gas plant scandals and debt interest payments, what plans do you have to upgrade these roads, and how much money will you invest?
Thank you, Minister of Infrastructure and Transportation.
I want to thank the member for the friendly question. The irony is, Mr. Speaker, is we're spending $14 billion a year on infrastructure, or 2% of our GDP. His federal party is spending $73 million, or less than a fraction of 1% of GDP, one of the worst records ever. The gas plants, I guess they buy them at garage sales, Mr. Speaker, because they must get some discount, because they were the ones who promised first to cancel them. And those gas plants have been relocated, not canceled, and actually are producing energy, Mr. Speaker, because the people in Oakville and Mississauga asked for that, Mr. Speaker. So that money is out there working. I know we had to fulfill his promise for them, but I guess, maybe we should. Maybe there's some gas plant discount sales at garage sales in Conestoga that I'm not aware of, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Again to the minister, I'll ask him the second time. So last weekend, our premier said that she will not negotiate with the NDP on the budget. Then today, we learned that the Liberal government will pack its budget full of reckless policies that will appease the anti-business stance of the NDP. So I guess the premier is right, in fact. There is no room for negotiation when the plan is to give everything to the NDP. It's sad that Ontario has a government that spends the majority of its time developing new ways to placate the NDP, while ignoring critical infrastructure needs in municipalities like the region of Waterloo and the Guelph area.
It's a coalition.
Minister, forget about the garage sales. Will you just admit that you will do anything to cling to power,
Attorney General,
even if that means ignoring infrastructure investment and plunging the province into more debt just to appease the NDP?
Coalition.
Thank you. Minister. Be seated, please. Thank you. Without comment. Minister.
Thanks. I have to encourage my friend opposite Mr. Speaker to read budgets. Readers are leaders, Mr. Speaker, and you'd save a lot of time in here, because he would know that there's already $50 million in the budget for Highway 7 between Kitchener and Guelph, and that we have made numerous commitments to complete that, and we're quite excited about that. And why can we do that, Mr. Speaker? Because the last year that they were in power in this province, they spent $1.4 billion totally on schools and water. What does $1.4 billion buy you, Mr. Speaker? It certainly doesn't buy you Highway 7 or Highway 85. So we are now spending 10 times what you spent on infrastructure so that we can build Highway 7. Maybe he could talk to his federal friends, because we just added 4 GO trains to Kitchener-Waterloo, and your federal cousins canceled 4 VIA trains. So 10% spending of what we do. They cancel rapid transit projects. We add them.
Thank you.
It's the garage sale part.